What up? Jeff here with all my Bitcoin renegades. And tonight we're going to talk about XYO because it is under 3 cents right now. And this is one of the best prices that I've seen for XYO in a long time. If we go back and look, I'm not sure if it was a month ago. I think it was a little farther back. Yeah, we went up to 8 cents up here and even higher, I think. I'm not sure exactly what the exact high was, but it was pretty high, maybe like 8 or 9 cents, not that 7. That was just where it ended up closing the candle on, either on the daily. It didn't show the wick that it went up to, so we don't know exactly what the price is off of here, but it says 762 right here. And right now that is more than like 2.5x up to that price. But you have this same head and shoulders pattern on this as you do like on Bitcoin, except it's really wonky. And I don't think this is going to play out as a head and shoulders. I actually think it's going to reverse to the upside, just like I think Bitcoin is actually going to reverse to the upside right now. So we'll see what happens, but I'm really confident in the market. I don't know. It just doesn't seem like the end of the market, and it's going to end this way. You know, not saying that Bitcoin couldn't reduce even further for a little while back down to like 40 again and maybe touch 39, 38, you know, really scare us, get us right down there and then blast off. And then that would bring this crypto really high. But the reason that I wanted to make a video about this right now is because we're not up at those high peak levels. This is the time when you buy crypto, guys. I'm not saying to go buy XYO right now, but if I was to buy XYO, this would be the price that I would be looking to buy it at, is anything under 3 cents. Now that is dream level price for XYO. At this stage in the game, at this point in where the bull market could be going, you know, there is a big risk at this point still too, but I think the risk to reward ratio for this particular crypto and maybe a couple of the other altcoins is pretty, you know, there's a pretty high risk. I'm not going to lie. It's probably, you're looking at a 50-50 chance right there. And that's really too high of a risk for a normal investor. But that's how you make a lot of money. If you buy at these prices and you're a long-term investor, no matter what, you're going to make a profit off of this in the next 4 years. So if you're in it for the long term, these are good prices to buy. If you're in it for the short term, we might go back down even further if Bitcoin dumps. I don't think that's going to happen, but we always have to look at both scenarios of what could happen, because if you're just like, no, this is going to happen, and then you're not prepared for the other scenario, you get wrecked completely then. You know, you got to have a contingency plan. Now, if you're just going to go long term, then yeah, go super bullish. Be like, I don't care if it goes down a little bit. You know, just like I've seen some of these people that are really legit holders. They're like, you know, I lost a bunch of money, but guess what? It doesn't matter. That's short term. I'm in this for the long term. I see down the road. This price right here is a price I know I will make money on, you know, down the road. Like maybe in a month or maybe not. It might take a year. It might take 2 years. But it's going to happen for sure. So that's the thing that you got to look at. You can make it as a short-term trade and hope the market recovers. And if the worst case scenario happens, just turn it to a long-term trade. And that is what I advocate for people. Yeah, you could lose. There are risks of losing 90% of your money, but then if you hold through and go to the next bull market, you know, you'll make that money back plus some. I know a lot of people don't like to hold through that, and some crypto companies disappear, but for the most part, if they've been around for a while and they're legit and established and they're listed on Coinbase and they're pretty good, most likely they're not going to just disappear before the next bull market. Most likely. I'm not saying it can't happen, you know, but that's another part of that risk to reward ratio. So that's long-term risk. That's always a risk you're going to face in a long-term scenario anyway. So it's no added risk than any risk that you would already be facing anyway. So right now, at these dream level prices in a bull market, why wouldn't you buy them? Well, the price could break down even more. but the risk to blasting off and making a lot of money is a lot up there. Now, leverage trading, that would be way too risky right now, but just buying, dollar cost averaging, buying the dip. This is definitely a dip for XYO. I mean, imagine if you've been buying for the last several months and you're just accumulating. You've been dollar cost averaging every week or so on this. You would have been buying at some pretty high prices. You would have been buying at 3, 4, well, maybe probably not 4, but 3, higher threes, lower threes. I mean, that's just this month. And if you go back further the whole year, I mean, you're dollar cost averaging at a lot of different prices. I mean, if you went the whole year, then you'd be under a penny, actually. So it all depends on how long you've been in this crypto, where you got in at, and if you sold out or if you're still in, and your situation. So this is a dream level prices now that it got up here, right? So before, if we were talking months ago, yeah, this would probably not be very good prices right now and you wouldn't want to buy in. So, and in a bear market, we will go down to probably these prices again of under a cent. So just be aware of that. But then if that happens, just buy a ton. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to buy a ton. If we go into a bear market, I'm just going to start accumulating all of these cryptos that I know can pump and go somewhere. And now that's the good thing about getting to know your crypto in a bull market. Then when you get a bear market or even in a bull market, you know which cryptos pump and how they pump kind of. And you start to learn the way that they move and where they could go. And then you can be like, yep, I'm getting that one for the next pump, that one for the next pump, that one. And then that way you can really make some money. You know, the more you are in crypto, the more money you'll make because you start to learn the crypto more and how it moves, where it goes, you know, and what times to buy it. You know, when you first get in, you just kind of like people just buy, right? They're like, they don't really know what they're doing. They're just buying, you know, trying to get the best price they can. Then you start to learn it. Then you start like, you know, TA, and there's other things that you can do to look at to get to know what the prices are and then, you know, study the crypto. So anyway, I'm not going to ramble on too much about that. We are just going to look at where this could go. That's the last thing we'll talk about. I think if Bitcoin does recover, we're going to see a new all-time high with XYO for sure at least 10 or 12 cents. And that will be nice to see. Let's see where the market cap's sitting right now. Only at 372 million. So this could 10x easily, which would be 29 cents from right here. If it 10x at $3 billion evaluation, $3 billion market cap. So it could definitely do that, and we could see it at 29 cents. So, but if Bitcoin doesn't, we could see even further pullbacks and then more accumulation. That would be awesome because then you could just buy a lot more. It isn't going to be really good for anybody who bought XYO ever since September. If you bought it since September, hopefully it doesn't break below and we don't go into a bear market yet. And yeah, happy collecting, guys. Just get as much as you can. And at these low levels, if you're buying it, I'm not telling you to go out and buy this crypto, but I'm looking in to get in at these levels right here. This is what I was waiting for, is it to go to this level. And you know, I'm going to watch the market and make sure, you know, if Bitcoin starts dumping, of course I'm not going to buy into this. But for right now, let's go look what Bitcoin's doing. If it's sitting at like 42 right now, yeah, I mean, it's almost at 43. If we can break that $43,000 barrier and get above it without getting a double top here and drop, because that's a worry right here, that normally what we see when it comes up and it doesn't break it, that it goes up one more time even lower and then breaks down. So hopefully we don't see that situation. We see Bitcoin just go up so that we can bring XYO back up, but not until we accumulate at these levels. That's the thing. If Bitcoin was going to break, I mean, 39.65, that, I mean, if you would have asked me if we would have went to that level, we should have been done. So I don't even know what kept us up there. I was looking at the VPVR, and there's definitely accumulation at those levels. So, but it just, I don't know. It was a big fake out. So we'll see what happens. I'm still bullish on Bitcoin. I have been the whole time. I don't know if it broke down out of a pattern with this 39,000. It actually kind of looks like it's following the downward trending slope line. And now we have a V-shaped recovery right here. And that might actually be what we're doing right now, is recovering from that in a V-shaped recovery. So we'll see what's happening with Bitcoin, and that will really give us, the heads up on what is going down with XYO and where we can end up heading. But these 2-cent prices, man, that's what I look for when I look for XYO. So, all right, that being said, you know what time it is. Goodbye and good Bitcoin. Bang!